Are we recording? I can't tell. I think I need to bring my gain up a little bit. I don't want to touch the mic too much. I'm going to avoid this kind of noise. Um, I can hear myself. I can hear myself pretty good. I can hear myself better now. As long as we don't go into that, we want to stay right about there. Right about there. Right about. Hey, okay. I can do this. And then I can do this. Are we recording? This is a test. This is a test. I want to do a podcast and I want to tell my story. Am I hearing the TV or am I hearing like downstairs, fucking assholes downstairs? Fucking jerk offs. But anyway, sharing to YouTube. It looks like we're recording. I think we're recording. Enhance. No, I want to make it bigger. No, I don't want that. Back to the tab. Now it's recording me backwards. Do I want it to do that? Can we fix that? I don't know. Basically, I am going to talk about my life. And it is not going to be easy. It's not going to be all that much fun at sometimes, but it's necessary. I have to do this. I have to get this out because it feels like my skeleton. It feels like my skeleton is trying to get out of my body. And I think what that feeling is everything that I've kept bottled up for all these years, telling the wrong people, telling people my story, telling my story to people that really don't want to hear my story. And that's it. I've told my story so many times, and the people I tell don't really get it, don't really care. I don't want to say they don't care, but they just weren't all that involved in any of it. They just indifference. A lot of the times it was, oh, I wish you were just happy so that way I didn't have to hear about it. Hear about my bad times, and I needed someone to listen. All I needed was an ear. That's it. I just needed an ear. And I got lots of attitude. I got lots of, you're so dramatic. You're oversensitive. I'm not. I mean, I am. I admit that. I am totally oversensitive. But that's not a bad thing. Because when I love deeply. When I hate deeply. When I feel joy, it's overwhelming. But when I feel fear, it is crippling. And this is what I want to get out. And this is just a test run. This is just a beginning. I don't know exactly how I'm going to go about this. And I really don't want to touch this microphone and make all this noise. I want to get it figured out. I have a nice Nice area with all my drums. I'm not going to be here for very much longer. Uh, it's a long story. Pretty cool space here, but I'm going to have to leave this place pretty soon. And it's okay. It happens. Doors open and doors close. When a door closes, you find another one to open. And that's about it. So, boys are getting a house. They said I can live with them. They owe me. I raised them. They owe me. No, I'm just kidding. They don't owe me anything. If they're doing this, they're doing it out of the kindness of their hearts. If I were in their shoes, if I were in a position where I was doing well and I was, financially well off and I could have my own place, and if my father needed help, I would totally help him. And that is something that has extended onto my boys, something that they are kind enough to do. However, part of this discussion, part of this whole podcast that I want to do is because I need to talk about my father. I did not have a good relationship with my father. I did not have a good relationship with him at all, or my mother, neither one. And I don't talk to them anymore. I had to distance myself because it was too much. It hurt. It hurt way too much. I couldn't do it anymore. Um, the guilt of not talking to them is not as great as the guilt that I get when I do talk to them, if that makes any sense. I would rather just have them be mad that I don't talk to them rather than go visit with them and then them be mad about stupid stuff anyway. I'm making all kinds of noise. This is a test run. I want this place to be like perfect, and I should have did this before, but it's okay because it looks really cool right now. So that's my thing. I want to tell my story. I want to tell my story, get it out. I don't know who will listen. I don't know, but I do hope that it finds someone that can relate. Someone that can hear it and say, "You know what? It was like that for me too." Someone to connect, maybe. Hear my words and use them to, I don't know, help yourself. Help yourself get out of a negative place. Help yourself to stop with the negative thinking. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm just a guy who's trying to make his way through this stupid planet, this stupid life, this stupid world. And, you know, you can either move forward or you can stop. And pretty much those are your only options. I don't want to stop. I've thought about stopping quite a few times, way too many times, and that was all I was focused on. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. I want to move forward. So I'm kind of glad I'm in the situation that I'm in. I'm kind of glad that I don't have to deal with certain people. I'm not going to name anyone at all because they don't deserve it. They don't deserve to have their names put out there. They don't deserve the attention. They don't deserve it at all. And they know who they are and they know what they did. And who cares? Who cares? Right? It was something that was making me extremely Oh my god. Excuse me. Extremely uncomfortable and extremely unhappy. And when you give and give, and nobody really wants to give anything back, and nobody wants to hear anything from you, then you have to be done. And that's how it is. So I'm going to put together a notebook. I'm going to get all of my bullet points. I'm going to go through the entire life from the beginning as far as I can remember. And my first memories, I could say I was like 4 years old, maybe three, because we were in the old house. But I was four when we moved into the new house. But I remember walking in, going to the bathroom because I had to pee, and being a little tyke, and I just peed in the bathtub because it was easier. I guess I don't. I think it was lower, so it was easier for me to hit that instead of the freaking toilet. That's my guess, but distinct memories of that. I don't really have too many memories of that house. That was the one in Glen. What was that neighborhood called? Gosh, I can't think. In Gary, we live in Gary. Once Gary started to change, my dad moved us out of there because blah 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 blah, and we moved to Maryville and lived in Maryville for forever, forever, forever. Okay, I'm going to avoid doing voices. I'm going to avoid recreating conversations. I'm just going to state the facts. I'm not going to tell you. My dad said this and blah blah blah, and he said blah. Part of my thing is when I used to talk to my dad, he would tell a story. He would tell a story like he was recreating it though, like he was talking to that guy. So he would look at me and he would suddenly put himself in that position, in that situation, and listen here, you low class so and so. Listen here, and he would do it to me, and and I'm like, whoa, hold on. You can tell the story without the aggression. You can tell the story without acting like I'm somebody that you want to fight. Just tell me the story about how you called a guy low class so and so because that was my dad. It's all going to be in here. He thinks that if you don't cuss, then you're a better person. Blah blah blah. So he wouldn't ever let me cuss. He wouldn't around him. I couldn't even say the word shit. If I said shit, he would freak out. If he heard music with bad language, he'd freak out. But then he would go to work and fuck you, fuck you. And he would say whatever. See, that's the voice I don't want to do. But he would go and talk however he wanted. And like I said, we're gonna dive into all of this. But one time he told me he came out from the back and then, did you hear me using bad language? Did you hear me using bad language? No, I didn't. I didn't hear anything. And then I asked him, I was like, why is it a big deal? If you're using bad language at work, what's the big deal? And he told me, because at home I can control it. At work I can't control it, but at home I can control it. So he was just kind of a control freak kind of guy. He just had to have control. And if it was even something as simple as the words that you're using, that I was using, he wanted to, yeah, that's a whole lot. He felt like what I did with my life reflected on him. He felt like he should be able to have a say in how I dress or how I cut my hair, because he doesn't want his friends to think that he has like a weirdo son or a gay son or something like that, because they think that only gay people have long hair, only gay men have long hair. Stereotypes. He's an old man. He's really old, but he felt that my behavior, my um, lifestyle, it reflected onto him. So he was worried about what they were going to think about him, what they were going to think. You know what I mean? He never once considered how I felt about anything. But he worried about what other people thought. All the other people thought. He worried about all of that. So I've already talked about. I've already talked more than I expected to on this first time. But I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to keep working through stuff. I'm going to try to understand a little bit. We don't want that background noise because the fucking assholes downstairs. But anyway, this is my show. I am Rico. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. I got to get used to saying that. I got to get used to talking. I don't talk a lot. And I think part of it is because nobody ever really wanted to hear what I had to say. Ever. They're, they're used to me being in the back and be quiet, do your stuff, and then just go home. Whatever. Whatever. Do your stuff and go home. They don't know. I have ideas. I have thoughts. I have feelings. I matter. I'm somebody. I call myself a golden god because nobody else is going to do it. I got to build myself up because nobody else is going to do it. Right? Do I look okay? I got to build myself up. Ain't nobody else going to do it. Not that I expect anyone to, but there's another little aspect of life I'm going to cover. Different people, look at my hand. Different people are treated differently. Example, me, I'm not the best looking person. I'm not the worst, but I'm not the best, okay? Kind of goofy. But I had a coworker that was attractive and young. And, oh, we brought a chair for you. Oh, we got something this for you. Oh, we brought you some food. Nobody ever brought me a chair. Nobody ever brought me food. Not that I expected them to, but it seemed like they would go out of their way for the young attractive woman, but everyone else can just screw off. And again, I didn't expect anyone to do anything for me, but I mean, when you do something for one person, you should do it for the others as well, instead of just leaving people to be left out. As another aspect of life that I will be covering. When I have long hair, people just kind of blah, blah, blah. When I cut my hair short, little old ladies were like, oh, young man. Here's the voices I don't want to do. Little old ladies were nice to me when I had short hair. Not that they're mean or anything, but they're more indifferent at that point. I hope this is recording. I hope this is working out. We're 20 minutes and we can only do 30. So if I do 30-minute episodes and I cover one topic for that whole episode. I'll start at the beginning, start at my childhood. Start at the beginning when things were good. When I was 4, when I was 5, when I was eating cereal, going to afternoon kindergarten, and watching Sesame Street and Electric Company. Those were some good days. I don't remember things being like tense or, you know, bad back then. When I was little, everything was okay. It wasn't until I got older. So I hit when I was like 10. And I'm going to tell this story now because I feel like it, but really kind of the first time I remember my dad showing who he was. I'm 10 years old, maybe 9 or 10. I'm a kid. I'm just a kid. I'm watching my Muppet show in the other room. Now, let me also explain this. We had the kitchen, and my dad loved to sit at the head of the table. That's where he always sat. And then he would sit there and watch TV too. He would have a TV in the kitchen, and he would always have to sit in the other room because he couldn't sit in the same room with us for whatever reason. But right behind him, like 2 feet, okay, I'm going to pretend that I'm sitting where he sits. He could literally reach back and reach that refrigerator door without getting up, right? He can literally do that. But he would call me in from the other room. I'm going to do the voice now because I feel like it. Come here. Come here. And I'm like, hey, well, what do you need? I'm just a kid. I'm just a little kid. Like, hey, what do you need? Give me a beer. It's right there. Can't you get it? And when I said, it's right there, can't you get it? He freaked out. He flipped out. This is my house. This is my house. And he just like, for no reason. Because he wanted to assert his dominance and he wanted to make me get him a beer. Even though I was in the other room. That was the beginning. That was the beginning. 45 years ago. There was always there was always something. There was always something that he was mad. He was always mad. And that was, I got plenty of stories of thinking I'm going to do this for him and he's going to be happy. And then when I did it and he would flip out and would just get mad. Like the business cards when I got the autographs. Chicago Bears, some of the B team came over to play exhibition basketball with the high school coaches. Cool. I don't know why I went. I don't give a shit about that stuff. But for some reason I went with my friends or somebody and we went and all I had in my pocket was a stack of his business cards that he made for his he was fixing cars in the garage. So we do the meet and greet. You know what? I'm gonna get the autographs on his cards. He's gonna like that. He's gonna love it. He's gonna give him these cards and be like, "Hey, I got these autographs for you. I got these autographs for you." And when he saw that I used his business cards, he flipped out, telling me that I'm throwing his money away. Each one of those cards is a job that he could have done, and now he's not going to make money, and I'm taking that money away from him. And that happened a lot. That was too much. So many times in my lifetime where I did something for somebody and thought, they're going to love this. And they absolutely hated it and totally eviscerated me for it. And that is discouraging. And that is some of the stuff that I want to talk about. And that is, unfortunately, too much of Fortunately, too much. I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but it was too much. And there was so many more stories after that. So many. I mean, that was just those two were just tip of the iceberg. There's so many stories, and I'm gonna cover them all. But I want to try to, like I said, I want to go through younger, teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, tell various stories. Anyone who wants to hear it, I'm going to be here, and I'm going to keep doing these. Share it with your friends, share it with everyone. I don't know if I'll publish this one or not. It's more of just a test. I just wanted to see what it's like to go for 30 minutes, and I only have a minute and a half left. So apparently, it is very easy to go 30 minutes. Very easy. So I'll just make sure I am nice and full on my belly, have all my stuff in order, and I'll start to tell my story. And hopefully some of you will listen, and some will relate, and some will understand, and some, whatever it is, I hope it helps somebody. And it also uh, helps you realize that you're not alone. None of us are alone. We're not alone. We're not alone. Oh, I got 2 minutes left. I can't see. I can't see. Where are my brain focals? We're not alone. We got each other. Because without this, we're going to fall apart. I almost fell apart. I almost gave in. I almost gave up. It's this close to giving up. I told my son, sometimes when you think about not existing anymore, sometimes in stressful times, and then you think, maybe if I just go. Those are some of the few times where you can actually feel some peace. And it's unfortunate, but it's also very true. You can find peace in that. I don't expect everyone to understand, but I do know that there are some that do. And I just want to say, don't give up. Talk to someone. Talk to anyone. I've isolated myself for far too long, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm going to expose myself to everyone. All right. 1 minute left. So I'm going to end it with a joke. Two wrongs don't make a right, but three rights make a left. Can you hear all that? Am I picking up all that chatter in the background? I don't know if I left the TV on. But anyway, we got like 30 seconds. Share, like, and subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Tell everyone. 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 Share this video and tell them to share it and tell them to share it and tell them to share it. Don't forget to tell your friends. Thank you.